We're counting down the 10 refrigerators you should absolutely avoid buying in 2025. From models that trade real durability for cheap gimmicks to high-priced brands that fail before your leftovers do, these fridges represent every trap in the industry. Short lifespans, tech overload, repair nightmares, and designs so flashy they might as well come with their own therapist. Some of these pitfalls will hit you right in your wallet. Others will leave you defrosting regrets by year 5. So, which refrigerators are quietly setting you up for disappointment, and which one takes the dubious crown? Let's kick things off with number 10, the industry-wide reliability crisis that's made the modern fridge disposable. In the 10th place, we have the modern fridge industry's reliability crisis, a mess so widespread it's almost impressive. Remember when buying a refrigerator meant you'd probably hand it down to your kids, or at least get a solid 20 years before it died? Those days are gone. The average new fridge in 2025 is lucky to make it past year 8 without a major meltdown. Consumer Reports puts it bluntly, a third of new refrigerators will need repairs by their 5th birthday. That's not a typo, 33%. The culprit? Feature overload. Manufacturers keep stuffing in more digital panels, Wi-Fi, and ice dispensers, but every new gadget is just another thing to break. Gone are the days of simple, bomb-proof wiring and compressors. Now, opening the fridge feels like launching a spaceship, and it's just as likely to crash. So before you get hypnotized by stainless steel and touchscreens, remember, the industry has quietly made refrigerators disposable. Welcome to the golden age of planned obsolescence. Number 9. Retail house brand counter-depth refrigerators. Because who doesn't want a fridge that looks sleek in the showroom and acts like a space heater at home? Here's the deal. Those razor-thin walls are the price of that flush built-in look. Less insulation means your fridge works overtime just to keep the milk cold. And the undersized compressor is basically running a marathon every day. That's not a recipe for longevity. That's a countdown to your first service call. And speaking of service, quality control is all over the map. Some units come out of the box with crooked doors, others develop mystery leaks or can't hold a steady temperature. Warranty support? Don't count on it. Retailers love to slap their logo on these imports, but when the compressor gives up after 3 years, you're stuck arguing with a call center about whether your fridge is actually broken or just energy efficient. Verdict? If you're buying on price alone, expect to be buying again sooner than you'd like. 8th place, built-in ultra-slim integrated refrigerators. Because who doesn't love paying luxury prices for a fridge you can't even get out of your kitchen without calling in a construction crew? These panel-ready showpieces are designed to blend seamlessly into your cabinetry, and that's exactly the problem. Need a repair? Hope you've got a few hours to spare. Just removing the custom panels and disconnecting the fridge is a 2- or 3-person job, often clocking in at 3 to 4 hours before anyone even touches the broken part. And forget about sliding in a loaner while you wait for that back-ordered fan motor. Retailers almost never have a temporary replacement that fits, unless you count a cooler in your garage. Service calls for these beauties routinely run $800 to $2,500, mostly because half the bill is just getting the thing out of the wall. If you're planning a kitchen remodel and think this is the ultimate upgrade, remember, you're not just buying a fridge, you're buying a recurring appointment with your contractor. Number 7. Large touchscreen smart fridges. The appliance industry's answer to, what if your phone could spoil your groceries? These Wi-Fi-enabled, screen-first wonders promise to organize your life. But in reality, they're more likely to organize a hackathon in your kitchen. Security researchers have already demonstrated that smart fridges can leak your Wi-Fi password or even join a botnet, turning your grocery list into spam for someone in Belarus. And if you think the worst thing that can happen is a frozen app, think again. When these oversized tablets glitch, the whole fridge can lock up, leaving you with a $3,000 food warmer until the next firmware update, which may or may not ever arrive. Let's talk repair costs. Crack that giant touchscreen, and you're looking at $500 to $900 for a replacement, if you can even find one. Parts go out of stock fast, and good luck getting a tech willing to touch the thing after year 3. Meanwhile, every extra sensor and board is just another ticking time bomb. Verdict: if you want your fridge to double as a security risk and a future e-waste exhibit, go ahead. Everyone else, stick with knobs, not notifications. Number 6. Indoor ice maker assemblies. The single most creative way to turn your kitchen into a wading pool. Here's the ugly truth. Ice makers and water dispensers are the Achilles heel of modern refrigerators, and indoor assemblies are the worst offenders. It sounds like a dream. Push a button, get ice. In reality, you're signing up for a mechanical lottery where the jackpot is a repair bill. These things are a festival of design shortcuts, underpowered defrost heaters, thermistors bolted in the wrong spot, and drainage channels that seem to have been engineered by someone who's never actually seen water before. The result? Ice bridging. That's when solid blocks of ice fuse moving parts together, jamming the auger and burning out motors. Brittle plastic buckets crack under the pressure, and soon you're chiseling slush out of a $3,000 appliance like it's an archaeological dig. Even when the manufacturer rolls out a fix, new heaters, firmware, silicone sealant, the same problem boomerangs back within 6 to 12 months. Field techs call these repeat repairs ice maker deja vu, and consumers just call it a nightmare. If you're hoping for a fridge that won't flood your kitchen or require monthly hairdryer therapy, avoid indoor ice makers like you'd avoid expired sushi. Verdict: the only thing these assemblies make reliably is a mess. Number 5. Samsung French door refrigerators with indoor ice makers, the gold standard for appliance regret. If you've ever wondered how a fridge could inspire class action lawsuits, Facebook support groups, and a cottage industry in hairdryer repairs, look no further. These models, sold from 2014 to 2024, turned the simple act of making ice into a recurring nightmare. Here's the saga. Within months, owners started reporting ice buckets jammed solid, motors frozen in place, and water leaking under produce drawers. The culprit? A design cocktail of weak defrost heaters, badly placed thermistors, and plastic parts that crack in the cold, topped off with a drainage system that seems allergic to gravity. Samsung knew it too. In 2015, they quietly pushed out a service bulletin to techs, basically a checklist for temporary band-aids, silicone here, firmware update there, maybe a new heater if you're lucky. But the fixes didn't stick. Complaints kept piling up, over 5,000 to the CPSC alone by 2023, and the lawsuits followed. Mediation offered partial refunds or replacement parts for first owners, but if you bought second-hand or missed the paperwork window, tough luck. Meanwhile, techs in online forums started calling these units unfixable and warning each other to avoid warranty work. Even after 5-part revisions and endless firmware tweaks, the root problem stuck around like a bad smell. Verdict: if you want a fridge that doubles as a water feature and a class action exhibit, Samsung's French door lineup is the gift that keeps on giving. Number 4. LG linear compressor refrigerators from 2012 to 2018. The appliance world's answer to betting your groceries on a science experiment. LG rolled out the linear compressor with promises of whisper, quiet cooling and energy savings, all thanks to a fancy electromagnetic actuator that moves the piston in a straight line. In theory, fewer moving parts should mean less that can go wrong. In practice, it meant a whole new way for things to break. These compressors had a bad habit of seizing up, sometimes just a few years in, leaving owners with a fridge full of warm milk and a repair bill that could buy you a used car. Metallurgical reports from court filings read like a horror story. Piston wear, coil burnout, and lubrication failures, all thanks to manufacturing shortcuts and tolerance issues. The lawsuits piled up. By 2020, LG agreed to a class action settlement, offering payouts and a 5-year warranty extension on affected models. At its worst, the service rate for these fridges hit a jaw-dropping 27.8%. Meaning more than 1 in 4 needed repairs. After the legal fireworks, LG quietly changed suppliers, tweaked the software, and beefed up their testing. The result? Post-2019 models dropped to an 8.4% service rate, which is almost respectable. But if you're eyeing a used LG with a linear compressor from the dark years, don't walk, run. Verdict: unless you enjoy playing refrigerator roulette, steer clear of these legacy units. Number 3. Bottom freezer French door designs. The kitchen fashion trend that's secretly plotting against your groceries. On paper, it sounds genius. Wide shelves at eye level, freezer drawers you can stuff like a suitcase, and those Instagram-worthy doors. In reality, you're looking at a layout that's basically a stress test for every critical component hiding in the base. Here's the mechanical reality nobody mentions in the showroom: gravity is not your friend. The compressor, the heart of your refrigerator, gets crammed into a tight, poorly ventilated compartment right under the heaviest part of the appliance. Every time you yank open that freezer drawer, you're putting extra strain on the rails, seals, and wiring, all while the compressor bakes itself in a sauna of its own making. It's not just theory. Consumer Reports and service pros keep flagging bottom freezers and French doors as topping the repair charts year after year. Service calls for these models routinely cost more, because accessing the sealed system means tearing apart the entire lower half of the fridge. And if you think you're saving space, think again. The drawer layout actually eats up usable freezer volume, and good luck finding anything buried at the back without crawling on your knees. Verdict: if you want a fridge that turns every repair into a full-body workout for your wallet and your back, go bottom freezer. Everyone else, stick with designs that don't make gravity and heat your daily enemies. Number 2. Imported luxury boutique refrigerators. The ultimate status symbol that doubles as a financial trapdoor. These are the fridges you see in design magazines, all clean lines and brushed steel, promising European engineering and a lifetime of culinary bliss. But here is the plot twist. When something breaks, and it will, your kitchen becomes a hostage situation. Most of these boutique brands run on proprietary sealed systems, meaning you cannot just swap in a generic compressor or grab a circuit board off eBay. You are at the mercy of a single supplier, often somewhere across the Atlantic, and they know it. That is how you end up with a $1,200 compressor that costs the factory $250 to make. Markups of 400% are not a horror story. They are the business model. And if you think money can buy speed, prepare for a reality check. When the parts warehouse runs dry, you are looking at lead times of 6 weeks, 8 weeks, sometimes 3 months just for a replacement to clear customs. Meanwhile, your $10,000 fridge is now a glorified pantry, and your groceries are living in a neighbor's garage. Service techs post leaked videos of overseas assembly lines where quality control looks like a game of chance. And more than one repair company has dropped these brands entirely because they cannot get parts or support. If you are drawn to boutique fridges for the design, just remember, the real luxury is a working refrigerator. Verdict: unless you enjoy paying 5-star prices for 3-star reliability and months of downtime, keep your cold food dreams stateside. And finally, in first place, feature overload flagship models. The ultimate Frankenstein monsters of the fridge world. These are the all-in-one, everything but the kitchen sink appliances that promise to revolutionize your kitchen, but really just turn it into a 24/7 repair workshop. You want a touchscreen big enough to stream Netflix while you make a sandwich? Done. Built-in cameras to spy on your leftovers from the grocery store? Sure. Triple ice makers, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, voice assistants, bottom freezers, and enough proprietary circuit boards to make NASA jealous, all packed into one shiny box. Here's the punchline. Every single one of those features is another ticking time bomb. Consumer Reports data since 2014 puts the odds at 50%. Half of these flagship models will suffer a significant failure within 5 years. Not a minor quirk, but something that leaves you with a fridge full of warm yogurt and a $600 repair estimate. And when these things break, they don't go quietly. One bad board can take out the entire cooling system. An ice maker leak can fry the digital controls. A failed compressor means you're waiting weeks for a proprietary part that costs more than your first car. Meanwhile, the food you just bought is rotting while you call tech support and learn the true meaning of the word backorder. It gets better. Stack a bottom freezer onto that mess, and you've now doubled the repair risk. Compressors overheating, rails bending, wiring harnesses melting into a spaghetti nightmare. Add in a water dispenser, and you're basically running a plumbing experiment in your kitchen. The more features you pile on, the higher the odds that something will go spectacularly wrong. And when it does, you'll need a specialist, not a regular repair tech. Most independent techs won't even touch these anymore. The schematics look like a failed art project, and the parts are locked behind brand-specific service codes. Verdict: if you want to gamble on a $4,000 fridge that does everything except stay cold, go flagship. For everyone else, remember, every extra bell and whistle is just another way to lose your groceries. Stick to boring. Boring is the new smart. From the industry-wide reliability crisis at number 10 to the catastrophic, feature-overloaded flagships at number 1, this countdown exposes the hidden pitfalls of buying a modern fridge in 2025. The most shocking entries, like imported luxury models with 400% parts markups and flagship fridges with a 50% major failure rate, prove that more features almost always mean more headaches. A clear pattern runs through the whole list. Designs that chase smart screens, indoor ice makers, and ultra-slim profiles consistently sacrifice longevity and repairability. Brand offenders like Samsung and LG stand out for their well-documented engineering flops and legal battles. But even bargain and boutique models aren't immune when they pile on complexity. The real takeaway? In today's fridge market, simplicity wins. If it looks like a spaceship or promises to organize your grocery list, walk away. After all, the smartest fridge is the one that keeps running quietly for years, without turning your kitchen into a repair zone.